Dan Illman, Matt Bernier, just a super card at Santa Anita on Saturday with 5 Grade 1 stakes races, and we begin the graded stakes action with the 5th. It's the Zenyatta. Let's take a look at this field of fillies and mares attempting a mile and a 16th. Only a field of 6, but there's a lot of quality in this race. You've got 2 horses that are going to take the lion's share of the money. The number 4 Paradise Woods for Dick Mandela, the 1 Faithfully for Bob Baffert, and both of them have some question marks coming into the race.
Oh, absolutely. Paradise Woods, you would assume she's going to be the favorite when it's all said and done. She has that just a complete blowout victory in the Santa Anita Oaks. I love her. I think she's incredibly talented. But boy, she's coming into this race off an absolute disaster in the Torrey Pines.
She didn't break very well. It was her first race off of a layoff. I agree with you. I was very disappointed in that there was a lack of finish from Paradise Woods in that race. But you do have the excuse. Off slow, came out of that race a little body sore, I believe, according to Jay Privman or Steve Anderson, one of our great correspondents out in Southern California with their DRF Plus advance for the race. The Kentucky Oaks, I'm not going to hold that against her. Wicked pace, wet track. If you're able to throw those 2 races out, and they're ugly looking lines, you're left with the Santa Anita Oaks, which was just a beautiful performance over this track and trip. This is a race where if Paradise Woods is going to get back into form, I mean, she's supposed to win.
She's supposed to, but I guess that's the thing, and that's the real question. I guess there was something in me that just, boy, you were 1 to 5.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be as bad as you were, even with that little stumble at the break. And keep in mind, on the far turn, she loomed up like she was going to win by 100, and when Pratt got into her, there was nothing there. I don't know. I wonder if this is one of those scenarios where, who knows, we'll find out. Maybe if she puts on a show, and I kind of hope she does. I'm not picking her, but I wonder if that Kentucky Oaks, I mean, the top 3 finishers, Farrell came back last weekend, didn't run all that well. This filly came back, didn't run all that well, and we haven't seen the other horse that was part of that pace. I wonder if it was one of those that was just an absolute destructive pace.
Now, this race will be Paradise Woods' first start against older horses. Let's see what the Timeform U.S. Pace Projector has in store for the Zenyatta. We have Paradise Woods. With a good break, she should be out there. We know she can be forwardly placed, although I have a feeling she would be more than happy, and Flavian Pratt would be more than happy to concede to the stretch chance sprinter and big long shot Rockport Babe, the 5.
I think if they're on the lead with Paradise Woods, they're going too fast because Rockport Babe has one way to go. They're going to go to the front. She's a stretch out. She's been on the lead in those sprint races. I don't think she can win this race, but boy, she can really drastically affect the pace.
And the horse that's 3rd on your Timeform U.S. Pace Projector, the 2 Midnight Toast, a gate-to-wire winner, 3 starts back at Santa Anita, on the lead in the Grade 2 Santa Maria against Vale Dory, a pretty quick horse, 2 starts back. She can be forwardly placed as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the problem with her, she's a little bit cheap as far as the overall speed and class is concerned, but at the same time, if you draw that up, she could work out a beautiful trip.
4 pace projectors, Timeform U.S. speed figures, a new, fun, different way to look at past performances. Head on over to timeformus.com. Now let's talk about Faithfully, a horse that I think you were really never a big fan of in the beginning of her career, but she kind of turned the corner a little bit in that race in the Santa Lucia on June the 4th, 3rd in the Clement Hirsch. I thought that was a good race considering the quality of competition she was facing, Stellar Wind and Vale Dory. She was trying very hard, I thought, all the way down to the wire. Last time out, she was beaten at 3 to 5. Did you have an excuse for her in the Tranquility Lake?
No, I thought she was terrible in that spot too. She veered in badly out of the gate. That was initially the first kind of concern there. She pulled a Bayern, no pun intended there, but it was one of those things where you watch the race, she never really looks like she's going to threaten. On the far turn, Bejarano finally gets the engine cooking, and at that point, Shenandoah Queen, who had been out there on the front all along, for the most part anyway, you had too much to make up. And I just really like the way that she finished at a mile. Now you get out to a mile and 16th, you get back to Santa Anita where she's had some luck. Again, I don't love her by any stretch. I don't think she's all that in a bag of chips, but at the same time, if you tell me that she could work out a trip similar to the one that Midnight Toast does, I know she's better than Midnight Toast. And if I have questions about Paradise Woods, there you go.
She may not even need that trip from Midnight Toast, but I have a feeling this pace can be a little bit faster than expected. With that stretch out sprinter going out there, Midnight Toast going to be 4, Paradise Woods, she's probably going to be still a little bit eager, second start off the layoff. I mean, Faithfully doesn't have a ton of early speed. I think they'll be very happy Rafael Bejarano to break, save some ground, let this pace go. The additional distance helps. Santa Anita, she's done very, very good work at Santa Anita. You know, for me, and I look at the formulated workout patterns for guys like Baffert, and Baffert over the last year or so has had 25 winners off a 31 to 60 day layoff. This might be important, it might not. Every single one of them in the interim between those 31 and 60 days has had 1 workout of 5 furlongs or greater. Faithfully has had 3 workouts of a half mile.
Yeah.
We'll see. Is that enough to maybe go against Faithfully at a short price? For me, yes.
Absolutely. And look, those are the kind of things that if you put in the extra
Didn't work last time.
No, but if you put in the extra time and the extra work, those are the kind of things that can separate you from everyone else when, you know what, you're looking for a reason to get off a 2-1 or a 5-2 shot.
Motown Lady, fourth in the Hirsch, behind Faithfully 2 starts back. It was her first start for Keith DeZormo, then third in the Tranquility Lake. She earned that big fig in the Hirsch, but that's an outlier.
Yeah, it really is, and I guess that's the thing. I kind of liked that race from her. I thought she ran well, and I liked her in the Tranquility Lake, and it's almost as if she ran the exact same race just against weaker company. I can't imagine that she's going to all of a sudden right the ship here.
Good field of 6 lining up for the Grade 1 Zenyatta Stakes. As we take a look at our selections, I'll give my opinion on my top pick, the number 6, Shenandoah Queen, who beat Faithfully, beat Motown Lady last time out in the Tranquility Lake. She had a very nice trip up close to the pace. She was really helped, I think, when Paradise Woods didn't break. I'm hoping that she's versatile enough to let these speeds go and maybe sit in the second flight 2.5, 3 lengths off the lead and try to gear up on the turn. I like the way she turned back Faithfully in the stretch. She's always hinted at ability. She just was never able to run fast. There was a lot of questions as to whether she had the quality to compete with Faithfully. I think she at least answered that question last time out in the Tranquility Lake. 4 for 8 lifetime on dirt. I think she'll still be a good price in here. I'll go with Shenandoah Queen, considering the questions with the 2 favorites.
That's going to be the best thing about her. She's coming in good form off of a victory, and you're still going to get a decent number in there. She'll be the third choice, I'd imagine, in that 5-6 to 1 range. I just kind of look at it, and again, Faithfully, I've never loved her, but I think you're right. I think this pace is going to be relatively quick. I think they're going to go early on. If anyone puts on a show, it's Paradise Woods. We agree with that. I don't trust her at this point right now. I need her to prove that she can still do it faithfully. I've never liked her, but I kind of think that Tranquility Lake was a sneaky good race. Back out to a mile and 16th, I'll go with her.
Should be a nice prep for the Breeders' Cup Distaff. 1, 4, and 3 for Matt. 6, 1, and 4 for me in the Grade 1 Zenyatta. Again, one of 5 graded stakes at Santa Anita on Saturday. Best of luck.